most people, most fencers, think tempo is a simple linear progression of you do a move, your opponent does a move, you take turns like in a turn-based role-playing game. But actually, tempo is a lot more complicated than that. It's much more like a big ball of kind of timey-wimey, fancy-wency, wibbly-wobbly stuff. Tempo or timing, there's a couple of different things we can mean by tempo or timing. If you dance, for example, you might dance to the tempo of whatever the music is, in which case it's your own movement. So that works in heavy combat, for example. If you're trying to keep your rattan moving at the balance point, you'll constantly be moving. You want to keep it as a tempo as you move around. Possibly to a tune in your head. In fencing, though, it more means the rate at which things happen in the fight, or particularly one movement, whichever movement to a certain segment of time. So, for example, in general, a lot of people think like, okay, I make my attack, the other person makes theirs. That's not what tempo means. Because you can make more than one movement in a given moment in time. So actually, if you're managing to get your parry and counter in at the same time, or your attack and defense in at the same time, that's two actions in one space, one tempo. This is what Silver calls true time, to some degree. Rather than taking two actions, and if somebody, your opponent, is only taking one action in the same amount of time, you're taking two, that's twice as many, which means it's half as quick, which means you're faster. There's also, however, in each move, a different tempo. So what Silver calls false time is if you take your step first, and then lean and then thrust. For example, or make whatever strike you're going to make, because that's the slowest way to do it. On the other hand, if you're going hand first, and then you lean a bit, and then you follow in, that's the fastest, because it's always quicker to just move the hand than to step and then move the hand. So, you have your false time and your true time. I think there's also a median time, which ideally... Now I've done that again, I'm going to cut that. So Silver's true time is your thrust and step. That's the ideal, that's the fastest, thrust and step. But if you step and then thrust, and your opponent gets wise to what you're doing, you have time to change your mind. If you thrust and then step, that's faster. You still have a bit of time to change your mind if the opponent gets wise to it. If you have both, you're committed completely. You don't really have time to change your mind if your opponent gets wise to it. So that's just a little too fast. So, personally, I like the median time, which is start that thrust first and then take your step. But everybody's a little quicker or a little slower individually, and you can change that a little bit. You can't change your hand-eye reaction time. That's innate. It doesn't change. You can change how quick the muscles move once the brain has sent the signal, and that's what the fast twitch response fibers in the muscles are for, and that's what those sort of isometric resistance exercises are for. But that we can talk about indoors. So tempo is about speed, and it's about timing, and depending on what you do, if you really train up that fast twitch response fibers in the muscles and train muscle memory. It's about being able to win faster than you can blink. So don't blink. Blink and you're dead.